In this video, I am bringing you updates on the Coryza infection that attacked my chicks about 3 days ago, about 4 days ago, and also the condition of the chicks that have been isolated since that time. So, welcome to my Ghanaian Dream Challenge, where I invested over 160,000 Ghana cedis into 1,000 layers. So 3 days ago, I came into the chicken coop and noticed that my chicken, my birds, some of them were opening their mouths unusually and like this. So I quickly arrested them and brought them out into the store. Then some of them also, their eyes were very bulky, puffy, and some of them were having some pus coming out of it. As much as those I saw, I removed all of them into the store. And that is where I temporarily hold them as my isolation center. And in total, there were seven. There were seven birds that were brought out in the isolation. So a bird had died, which was the seventh bird, which was the seventh or the eighth bird, and that bird died in the coop before I saw these other chicks that were infected with the respiratory infection. So when I brought the seven out, I quickly called my consultant, and which he confirmed that previously I had seen them opening their mouths unusually and distressingly, and which he said that it was respiratory infection. So, but their eyes being puffy and also pus coming out of the eyes, that one was the new symptom I saw, which I never knew about. So when I contacted him, he said that that is the sign of Coryza infection, and Coryza infection is also respiratory infection, and which we should continue, we should treat with, we should try to curtail from spreading among these ones. So he said that we should give them Doxyn 200. And before that, the seventh chick that died, it was also the respiratory infection. And by that, the I already started giving them another form of respiratory infections medication, respiratory infection medication. I will get the name soon. And when the spread continued, and I contacted him, especially with the signs of the puffy eyes, he said that we need to change it to the Doxyn 200, and which immediately I did. So 3 days ago, we started with the administration of the Doxyn 200. So 3 days ago, so let me say that is 4 days ago. So yesterday, officially, the 3 days elapsed, which he said we should just give them 3 days. That is to those who are in the chicken house, but to those who are in isolation, they he said I should give it to them for 5 days, and today is the fourth day that I've mixed the Doxyn 200 for them. There is massive improvement. However, their eyes are still having those puffiness and having those pus that comes out of it, as you can see from here. So as you can see, so usually it is one eye. You see this one is clear. You see this one, that one is clear, but the other side of the eye is the one that has the puffiness. So you see the one at the extreme corner. So those of them, two of them were those that had their eyes, their mouths being open wide like this. So it is one of them that passed on. Then one of them is still alive. it still opens the mouth quite distressingly, but it is not as the time it was isolated. So today when I came in, I saw it um eating and drinking on its own, unlike the first day that I personally had to open the mouth and put the medication. It didn't mean that I couldn't eat on its own, but I just wanted to be sure that the medication goes into its mouth, as some of you said, with the seventh death, that I needed to have opened the mouth and put medication. And now I did that. And though the eighth one, though the ninth one died, but the other chick that was opening the mouth is still alive. I don't know. I don't know. Excuse the noise that is coming from my neighbors. So right now, on the 1st of March, I came into the chicken house. I roamed round. I checked to the best of my ability, but I've not seen any other chick that is showing any signs of distress, except with the heat that is making them to open their mouths and try to gasp for breath. Right now, the temperature is 34, 34.5 degrees, and it is not yet 12, and it is really affecting the chicks a lot. So I don't yet know. Actually, because my consultant says that some of these birds, when things like this happen, they eventually die. I rate off. I rate off the possibilities of any of those that have been isolated surviving. But it is, you can see that they are drinking. They are drinking on their own. They are eating on their own. You see, and so this water contains the Doxyn 200. You can see they're drinking on their own. The feed is where the other chick is standing on. So if they end up surviving, I will still let you know. And it would have been a great feat where 7 in isolation, 1 dying, and 6, or maybe even if it's 1 that ends up surviving, it will still have been great, because it will mean that all those who are yet who didn't get the infection or had it mildly and had taken the Doxyn 200 are guaranteed that they have been treated. But then these ones, if one of them ends up surviving, it will mean that really those ones have been really treated, and it will bring a lot of relief. But it begs the question of how did they get the infection? I keep saying that it will appear that the Hamatan situation in the north here prolonged far longer than anticipated, and winds are blowing in times that we don't expect them. Around this time in March, late February, even early February, we usually experience very hot conditions, or probably it is even the hot conditions in addition to the wind that led to the infection breaking out. Because like I keep saying, I come into this chicken house alone, and I am the only one who attends to them. The only times my cousin comes in is when there is something that needs the labor hands of 2 people. And there is only one time that a third person entered, and that is when we were giving them the fowlpox um, vaccination. And that is only 5 days ago. And the day after that, we started noticing the symptoms of the Coryza. So you know, those of you who have more experience than me, kindly let me know if there are things I'm doing which is totally wrong, which leads to this particular infection, taking away about 3 of my best, or it is the environment. Let me know. Thank you so much. If you haven't so subscribed to my channel, please do so. Bye bye for now.